Hi there, Stampers. Jen Roque here from StampCampWithJen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, near the Villages, and welcome to day number 11 of my 12 Days of Christmas. Today we're making this cute little no-glue treat box. You open it up, and it's got a bunch of candy on the inside. I actually put 6 of these fun size peppermint stick Kit Kats inside. It's quite a large box, but I was able to fit all this stuff in here, and you just fold it together and we're able to hold it together with a little mini binder clip. So very fun. I must give credit to UK demonstrator Sam Hammond. I got this project idea from her, and it is linked, her project is linked on my blog post for this project if you want to check her original project out, okay? But before we get started, I do want to remind you, I do have a shopping special when you shop with me during my 12 Days of Christmas. Each week I have a special. This week, when you place at least a $75 order, you'll get the Stampin' Die organizers for free from me, as well as product of the month was just released. So you can shop, and once you hit $75, you'll be able to unlock the product of the month and purchase that for only $5. It's a really cool new thing that Stampin' Up! Is doing. So okay, so for this box, we will need a piece of card. This uses almost a whole sheet of cardstock. So we are going to grab a piece of real red cardstock, and we're going to cut it down to 8 inches by 11 inches. So we're going to swing out the arm here on our trimmer, and we want to cut this down to 8 inches on that short side at the top there. So we're just cutting a 1/2 inch strip off of there. We don't need that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored scoring tool, and we're going to do some scoring here. Get my measurements, make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Okay, so we're going to zoom out so you can see what I'm doing here. So with the short side at the top up here, we are going to, let me take those out so I don't confuse you. We are going to take, I like to use the small end of my stylus for scoring. It just makes it easier to score everything, and it stays in those grooves a lot better than the larger ballpoint does, in my opinion. So with the short side at the top, we're going to score at 1 inch, 2.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 7 inches. And then we're going to rotate it so that long side is at the top up here, and we're going to score at 1 inch, 2.5 inches, 5.5 inch, oh, no, not 5.5, 4 inches, excuse me, I was looking at the wrong one, 4 inches, 7 inches, 8.5 inches, and 10 inches. So this is what it will look like when you're done. Now, I like using the scoring, the Simply Scored scoreboard, because it makes very deep scores. It makes it really easy to see. So what we want to do now is, looking at it with the short side at the top, you'll see there's a big square in the center. So these 4 corners outside of that center square, we actually need to score just a little bit more. What I'm going to do is take my ruler so that those points are lined up against the ruler, corner to corner. And if you want to put the ball in the corner and then line up the ruler next to that corner so that it just hits that score, the scoring tool, that'll make sure that it's even. And we're just going to use that to score at an angle on that top right corner and this bottom left corner here. And then we're going to rotate it to the left, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to put the scoring tool in that corner and push the ruler up against it to make sure I have it exactly where it needs to be. And then we'll score just in those little boxes. To me, that's the easiest way to make sure it's where it should be. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So you should have those 4 little score lines too, okay? So now we're gonna fold and burnish with our bone folder. Fold on all those score lines there. Just like so. And then we'll do a little bit of cutting and I'll show you how it all comes together. It's so neat. Alrighty, like so. Alright, and then these little guys are going to come in like this, I believe. We're gonna fold those up. But we'll do that in just a second. We'll burnish it a little bit more. So this whole panel is gonna stay the same, but these little corners, these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we're taking those out. I apologize if you hear some background noise. They're building a house onto the lot next to my house. So there's been a lot of big trucks coming in and out the last few days from my house. So if you hear some background noise, that's what that is. I never know when they're gonna be here either, of course. All right, so we're gonna do this on both sides. Just cut these down. And I have these long handled Fiskars scissors. I have them linked in the description below in my Amazon store if you want some. I love these for cutting large sections like this. It just makes it really quick and easy. Okay, so this is what it should look like now. We have those 3 sections that we got rid of. We have these center tabs. Okay, so now these little score lines that we made are going to go up like this, and we just want to take our bone folder and kind of burnish that score line that we made. Oh, I think I did it the wrong way. I always do it backwards. It needs to go inward like this, sorry. Inward, because that's how the box is going to close, like that. It's almost like a little shirt. That's how it should look on both sides. So we're going to do that on this side as well. And then, whoops. I guess I didn't score that one very tight. There we go. And then you want to burnish that. Okay. So how it's going to go is these little pieces, you're going to kind of pinch those inward. These flaps are really just covering your candy so nothing falls out. So those are going to go inward. And then this top section is actually going to go backwards like this, because that's going to come up and around, and these will go inward, like I said. I'll go up and around and close the box. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's decorate. So I have some Traditions of Christmas specialty paper. This has been super popular. This is the one that has little red dots on the back. I just took a bunch of pieces and cut them down. These are 1 1/4 by 2 3/4, and we need 6 pieces. So we're gonna just decorate them like so. So when you have the box folded flat, you're gonna just put 2 on the top 2 panels above and below that center square, and then 1 on each panel to the left and right of that center square. So I'm just gonna grab some Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use liquid glue if you want to. Liquid glue is good if you need a little bit of extra time to wiggle it into place. It's always good. Quick and easy. I love quick and easy, especially around the holidays when we've got a million things going on. Quick and easy is the best. It's always nice. And we'll just kind of center these panels like so. All right, so there are 2 on the top and bottom and 1 on each side there. Okay, so now we'll flip it over. And like I said, on the inside, we're gonna pinch those pieces in the middle. I'm gonna grab my candy, which you can get a big bag of these peppermint stick flavored Kit Kats. I would say almost all of the flavored Kit Kats. I've had 1 or 2 that I was like, it's not my favorite, but these are really good. If you like peppermint and you like Kit Kats, you're gonna really like these. So we're actually gonna be able to fit 6 of these. These are the ones that have the 2 sticks on the inside. They're the snack size. And we're actually able to fit 6 of these in this box. That's how big it is. It's a pretty good size box. So we will just kind of stick that in the middle like so, and you'll put 2 in each row and have them 3 packages high like that, okay? And then we will pinch that closed. Oops, it's getting a little wonky here. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna have these. What's happening? I didn't have this issue before. Oh, here we go. And then, oops, I have this part. These parts need to be folded back before you try to close it. There we go. And then we will just take these 2 and put them together. Now I have a mini binder clip, and I have the link for the candy and the binder clips below. These are, again, I got from Walmart. And we're just gonna take a mini binder clip and use this to close it. And we're gonna tie a little bit of ribbon around that and adhere it to the binder clip to kind of decorate it a little bit more too, but very pretty so far. So now all we need to do, I did put this 'Tis the Season on here using the, where did I put it? Oh, it's buried under all my stuff over here. So I use the traditional labels stamp set, and we're using that Tis the Season. And I just have a little 1/2-inch piece of basic white, and we'll stamp it in real red to match. And stamp that on there. That's a little crooked. Let's try that again. I don't know why it's so crooked. All right, let's try that again. That's better. All right, and then we're just gonna take our scissors and we're just gonna kind of angle them at the ends here. Make sure I do the right one. Yep, this one. Okay, and then we're just gonna grab some dimensionals and pop some dimensionals on here. About 3 should do it. And we're gonna stick that right in the center there. And then we're gonna grab this gold striped mesh ribbon. I'm at the very end of it. This has also been very popular, but I think it goes so well with this DSP, because the DSP has that gold in the center of it. So I'm gonna try really hard to see if I can get a bow out of this little bitty piece. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I'm almost out. This is literally the last little piece I have, and I don't think that's gonna work. We can try to tie a knot out of it though. Let's try that. Let's see if that'll work. Maybe that'll be something at least. Yeah, we can put a little knot on the top there. It's gonna have to be what happens, because let's try to double that knot and make it a little fuller, because that is literally all I have left here, just to have something to decorate it with. So let's trim the tails. Well, let's put it on first before we trim it, so I know exactly how wide I want it to be. So if you're not big on tying bows, you can just make a knot. I doubled that knot up just to kind of make it a little fuller. And then now that I have it on here, I'll try to show you, I'm just going to kind of trim the tails, so you have something on there, at least a little bit of shiny decoration. So I prefer the bow, but like I said, I ran out. That's all I had left. So I just made a little knot, and that works too. It's pretty nice. So, all right. So let me know what you think. I want to know if you love this box, if you've ever seen it before, something new. Oh, and I was going to share the finished box dimensions. It is 3 inches wide by about 1.5 inches tall. So it fits quite a bit in here. It's a good size box. You put lots of candy in there. I think a gift card might fit too. Let's see. I have a little gift card here. Let's see. No, gift card is too big. But you could always put cash. Cash is always good. You can roll up cash and stick it in there in the middle of a bunch of candy. I think that would be a cool little surprise for somebody. So, all right. So like I said, don't forget to give me a little thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you think about this box, about today's project. And don't forget to go back and watch days 1 through 10 if you haven't seen them already. And share these projects with your friends and invite them to join us as well. So I will see you back here tomorrow for our final day of my 12 days of Christmas. I hope you're really enjoying it. And until next time, be safe and happy stamping. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.